UFC 249 recap. And great main card. I think we got robbed a couple times. Not just by the judges, but that Francis Ngannou and I should call him Frankie Murder from now on, and Jairzinho Rosenstruik. That was quick and over fast. Did not see that coming. I did have the over 1 round or fight to start the second round at minus 135. I definitely thought they were going to be a little bit gun shy, and that was 1,000% wrong. But yeah, waiting for some people to come to the chat so we can rock and roll here. It's Mother's Day, I know. My mother passed away in 2012. Slept in the shower and hit her head. So tonight I don't have much today I don't have much going on. You guys want to join me? I'm down to shoot the shit. Also, I'm down to bring some people on to talk some MMA. All right. Let me send this tweet out real quick. But yeah, first fight, Ryan Spann versus freaking Smiling Sam. I thought that Spann was going to get him out of there. In hindsight, Spann by decision was the better bet at plus 250 or 240, one of the two. But I did put a little sprinkle on Spann inside the distance, or I think it was actually Spann by KO or TKO. I think Alvy's just too hard to submit. I think he's been submitted once or none in the UFC. So that being said, I wasn't taking it by inside the distance. So sprinkle on TKO, KO at plus odds, but that did not come through. Hold on 1 second here. All right. Second fight of the night broke my heart. Boston Strong, Charles Rosa, good friend of mine. I should say good friend of mine. And I mean, he just got outclassed in an area that I really thought that he was going to be stronger in. Bryce is proven to be the real deal. I mean, I think after the fight, Rosa said to him, or I know he said to him, "You're championship quality." I mean, yeah, Rosa's jiu-jitsu defense was amazing, and 99% of anybody else that was in that ring with Bryce Mitchell would have tapped probably 2 or 3 different times, maybe 4 different times, but you're not going to tap Rosa. He'll go to sleep before he taps, but yeah, that being said, that was a heartbreaker. But Bryce proved to be a contender. When I say contender, top 15. I'm not saying he's going to make a shot for the belt or anything like that, but for sure, top 15. He might crack that top 10 sooner or later as well. Those grappling skills are just off the chain, and I know what kind of grappler Rosa is and what kind of wrestler he is. American Top Team, they breed the best over there, and honestly, it was quite eye-opening to see him fight like that. Hold on, let me share this real quick. All right. All right. So I remember the fight after that. I think it was that the first? No, it was another boy. It was 3 decisions in a row, I believe. I might actually no. I think it was Luque and Price. I got to double check. I like to talk about that fight anyway. I had Luque inside the distance, which ended up cashing, which thank God. But for a while, that was looking like it was going to go to the judges. But what a banger that was! Both guys, trade in the pocket. I mean, Luque, I think we broke it down perfectly. Mimo and Clint on odds.com. Check them out, please. Odds HQ, all one word, Odds HQ on YouTube. We're pumping out a bunch of MMA, UFC and MMA material through them. Thank you for the opportunity. If you do hear this, I love it and look forward to doing more. But we all had a similar breakdown to this, and a lot of us were on Luque. Some were on Price at that price tag. But, yeah, I had Luque inside the distance. It ended up cashing, but they did almost go to the judges. But the breakdown we had with Luque and Price was the, in my opinion, where the fight stood out was on the feet, but not just on the feet. It was Luque's left, right, straight down the pipe. He doesn't throw big looping punches. He does have a nice left hook, but it's not a looping left hook. It's a very sharp, crisp left hook. And Nico, on the other hand, was kind of swinging a little bit more wild. He was catching Luque. You know what I mean? Nico was catching Luque. Don't get shit twisted. But yeah, man, that was a banger. That started the card off. That was, the fights before that were kind of boring, as we well know. Yes, the Rosa and Bryce fight wasn't really boring, just simply because if you appreciate jiu-jitsu and appreciate the mat, I mean, that was some serious high-level jiu-jitsu going down. And if you can't like that stuff, you might not want to be watching MMA, or you might just want to get readjusted to. That's a real fight right there, whether it's not in the feet and it's on the ground. So I loved it. I didn't like my boy losing, but Thug Nasty, if you do hear this, which you probably won't, you did. That was a banger. That was impressive. All right. Let's see here. All right. We got exactly one person watching, but they're not saying anything. All right. Let's go back here. Bring up the card real quick. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I didn't say that to you guys. Make sure you treat your mothers like gold. You only get one, and you never know what happens, when they're gonna go. So that's very important. That's probably the most important thing today to say. All right, card coming up now. A lot of people on the internet today, I'll tell you that much. All right. So we already went through Span, Mitchell, Rosa, and we just capped off the Vincent Luque. Yep, I was right on target. Now we got Karate Hottie, my ex-girlfriend. She broke my heart, not going to lie. It was only about a 2-week, thing we had going on, but, it was a great 2 weeks of my life. Best 2 weeks of my life. So thank you, Michelle Watterson, for that. Against, I'm joking, but against Carlos Esparza. My read on this one was, I got to stop saying and so I will. My read on this was Carlos Esparza. I did have a little bit of a look at a draw. It was as close to getting to a draw as it could have been. And in reality, I think Esparza just edged it out just a tiny bit. I have to go back and rewatch. This is the one fight that I didn't pay 100% attention to, and I had no looks on when it came to putting any type of money down on the fight. I did think it might have been dog or pass at plus 155. I think it was at one point for Michelle Watterson, but Carla showed up. Judges gave it to Carla. It was a split decision. I don't know how one judge had a 30-27 Michelle. One judge had a 30-27 for Carlos Esparza. That just makes zero sense to me. I'm pretty sure it makes zero sense to you guys, and that's why we need to get this judging shit fixed. It's starting to get, to the point where I'm losing money or making money when I shouldn't, and I don't like it. You know what I mean? I'd rather it be the right way, where I lose the right way or win the right way. For instance, I'll bring that up right now. Alexei Oleinik, Fabricio Verdum. It was close, guys, but we all know Fabricio Verdum won that fight. Okay. That being said, Alexei Oleinik, props to him. I'm not going to call this one a complete robbery, but I have seen worse, but I have seen, like I said, stuff being called that doesn't even belong. I mean, some of these judges, I don't know what they're looking at, if they have their bifocals on or off when they shouldn't or shouldn't. It's just ridiculous at times. But props to Alexei. He's beaten a lot of big names, Krokop, Fedor, as my boy Guru was mentioning to me the other night, which I kind of actually forgot about. So he is actually building up a little bit of a resume, but both these guys are bums. Fabricio came in at the worst, literally the worst condition I've ever. He looked like a grandfather, not a father, but a grandfather. And Alexei is Alexei. So I don't even want to talk about this fight anymore. It was kind of a letdown. I liked Fabricio Verdun by KO or TKO, and I mean, he had nothing for Alexi when it came to the hands, really. It was actually more the grappling, which I thought they would Fabricio would stay away from because he was that much better of a striker. So fight didn't exactly go the way I thought it would, but I still thought Fabricio Verdun won that fight. Now, this is a robbery. Anthony Pettis did not beat Donald Cerrone last night. He did not. With the top control, the takedowns, I mean, the amount of strikes landed differential was, I think, like 7 or 8 for Anthony Pettis, or maybe a percentage was set. No, one more for Cerrone. Percentage-wise was like an 8% difference. Anthony Pettis, 8% higher. I don't even know where they got those numbers at, but I know for a fact the more powerful and more damaging shots were from Cerrone. So if this is the new judging, I mean, it's about damage, it's about control time, it's about all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. That's another thing they need to get fixed. Is some states adopt the new rules, some states didn't. Some judges and refs did, some judges and refs didn't. So right now we're kind of in that, I don't know, twilight when it comes to judging and the way to judge and the way to ref a fight. I mean, it's just we need to get that fixed and ASAP. So I've thought myself, just for fun, it's very easy. You could take courses here in South Florida to become a ref. So not a judge, but a ref. I'd rather be inside the ring. I don't want to be judging the fight. That being said, you get too much criticism whether you're, judging it the right way, scoring it the right way or not. So let's get to the main card real quick here. I think I'm missing the Eubanks fight. Yep. Eubanks and Morass. Listen, Sarah Morass. Oh, boy. No, I'm just joking. That fight's coming up here soon. I like Sarah Morass. I like Eubanks against Sarah Morass coming up on Wednesday. So if you guys can get that line lower than it is, I do think it might get a little bit lower. You could also put her in some parlays. I don't see how Sarah Morass gets that done. She honestly shouldn't be in the UFC, and she might not be after this fight. Sarah Eubanks, though, she's not something that has made me proud. I really thought she was going to be a tough go in the UFC with anybody, but she seems like she has a good first, 7-8 minutes, and then after that, she's completely gassed. So hopefully she worked on her cardio. Not many people are road work right now is the only thing you can do other than training with a couple other partners during the COVID crisis. So if they're doing road work, they're running on treadmills, they're running on the road, they're doing what they got to do to at least keep their cardio up. Hopefully that will benefit Eubanks in this fight coming up on Wednesday because she's going to need it. But on to the main card. Greg Hardy, Yorgan De Castro. I heard Yorgan De Castro broke his leg or foot in that fight. Greg Hardy, I would say the first round didn't look that great. I think Yorgan De Castro won the first round. And then from there, Greg Hardy just started to take over and over. You know what I mean? I had a bet at a fight to start the second round at like minus 145 or minus 150. I put that in earlier in the week, but it rose to like minus 180 right before the fight. So I wasn't going to suggest anybody to jump on that. They are heavyweights, and at minus 180, that's a little bit out of reach. It happened though. It's still cashed, but I didn't like the odds. Greg Hardy's still green. After seeing this fight, he still has a little bit, I'd say another year or so before he's going to be able to contend with anybody in the top 5 or, you know what I mean? So, but we did see he has a chin because he did get caught a couple times from Yorgan De Castro, a couple big times. So he does have a chin. He's an ex-Cowboy. He's an ex-NFLer. Helmet to helmet is no joke. So that's probably where he gets his chin from. Greg Hardy gets the W. Jeremy Little Heaven Stevens is finally helping that fighters that come in overweight record, or I should say ratio percentage, finally helping that out in the other direction. It was a 70% clip or more that fighters that come in overweight win. Jeremy opted to come in 5 pounds overweight and give 30% of his purse just because he didn't want to cut any more weight down to 147. If he would have cut down to 147, 3 pounds more, he would have only had to forfeit 20% of his purse. But because he wanted to keep that weight on, and because he probably thought he needed the advantage in the fight, which he obviously did, we saw Qatar just start to outclass him and then bloop, put out his lights. And I can't remember the last time he was knocked out. Jeremy Stevens got a chin on him. You know what I mean? He's been hurt in fights, but he comes back. Didn't see that coming. Calvin Qatar inside the distance was a great look. I know a lot of people have in parlays and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think in my recap, I got to go back. Cater inside the distance, I think, was my only look on it. I didn't like Stevens, even at the plus odds he was at. I just didn't like him in this matchup. So, I'm not going to take a shot just because of value on this one. I just didn't like the matchup whatsoever. So, Qatar gets it done. Nasty knockout. Probably, I didn't check who got the bonuses. Pretty sure Calvin Qatar got 50 G's in that, baby. All right. We got Frankie Murder versus Jairzinho Rosenstruck. Oh, what's up, guys? Sorry, I didn't see you guys in the chat. Thug Nasty. Well, we got a Thug. What? Thug Nasty? Yeah, let me tell you something, bro. Thug Nasty. I'm friends with Rosa, and watching that fight hurt. Rosa, his defense in the jiu-jitsu area was excellent. 99% of the people or fighters that would have fought Bryce in that situation would have tapped probably 3 or 4 times during that fight. But, man, honestly, I really Bryce has got a bright future, to be honest. Rosa told him he's championship quality when he shook his hand afterwards, and Rosa doesn't fuck around. So, Aaron, yeah, what? You talking about the Cerrone? Yeah, Cerrone got screwed. I'm going to put that up there. Yeah, he got screwed right in the old brown eye. We all know that. So, yeah, it's time for Verdum to hang it up for sure. 1,000%. He looked like a grandpa in there. I think we all can agree on that one. Khabib, Andre says Khabib, successfully got away with ducking Tony. And now he's got to fight Justin Gaethje, who can go 5 rounds at that pace. We just saw Justin Gaethje go 5 rounds at a monstrous pace that nobody thought, even myself, thought he could do. I thought it was Justin Gaethje in the first 3 rounds. If it went after that, it was Tony's fight to win. I didn't say he was going to win, but it was Tony's fight to take. So Justin showed some freaking heart. Who should we said I'm sorry, Andre. I'll put this up for you. Andre says, who should fight for bantamweight title now? Whew. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, you know what? I like that one. Jan definitely deserves a title shot either in his next fight or now, which is the same. The next 1 or 2 fights. Aljo been banging at that door for a minute. You know what I mean? I would like to see Aljo versus Yan. That's a fucking awesome matchup. Let me write that down. That's a great matchup, dude. But yeah. What do you guys think about this Wednesday card? This Wednesday card is going to be quite interesting. I'll keep going, though, if you guys are just listening. Hold on 1 second. Oh, there you are. Sandhagen, yeah. I wouldn't argue it. I'd rather the first 2 you put up, though, Aljo and Yan. When's Justin Gaethje could be? We finally get to see him wrestle. Yeah, that's true. I think we're going to see, though, Khabib, because Khabib's his stand-up, as we saw against Conor. He dropped Conor. He's gotten a lot better. But, it's not even the same realm of Justin Gaethje's. We all know that. Yeah, we're going to have to see Gaethje get up. And he's going to be able to. He's a D1 wrestler, champion, all that bullshit. He doesn't use his wrestling because he doesn't need to. And people don't try to wrestle him because they know they're not going to be able to take him down. So it's going to be interesting to see how Khabib takes him down, if he can, successfully keep him down. Because with Al Quinta, if I remember, he was able to take him down and hold him down for times, but Al was still scooting to the fence and getting back up. So, Justin Gaethje and Al Quinta are 2 different animals. We know that. So, yeah. Andre says, I don't see how people think that Tony was a bad stoppage. That the Tony fight was a bad stoppage. I agree. You know what I mean? I agree. I have 0 clue what people are thinking as well. Aaron says, yeah, he can do it for sure. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, his takedown defense, we haven't really saw, simply because nobody's trying to get Justin Gaethje down. Imagine if Justin Gaethje shot for a takedown at Khabib and just for shits and giggles and put him on his ass once. You know what I mean? That'd be awesome to see. But I do think that that fight is going to bring a lot of money in, especially the way Justin Gaethje just did Tony up. He beat the shit out of him. I don't think do you guys think he lost a single round in that fight? I don't. You know what I mean? I really do not think he lost a single round in that fight. Um, do you think the fight with Gaethje will take a lot out of Tony? Wait, do you think the fight with Gaethje will take a lot out of Tony? I mean, he's 37. Well, Andre, I can tell you this much. Tony's not fighting Khabib for the belt anymore. That's done. I mean, it's Justin versus Khabib now. He's got the interim belt, right? So he's got to fight him first. And then if he gets to him, if Khabib gets through Justin, yeah, then they'll do a Tony. But I don't think after seeing the way Tony just fought, remember, we haven't seen Tony fight in X amount of time except for Kevin Lee, who was winning that fight until he gassed, shot for a stupid takedown where we all knew was the worst thing for Kevin Lee to be on the ground with Tony Ferguson. And I feel like he shot that takedown knowing he was going to get submitted because he wanted out of that fight. And don't get shit twisted. Sometimes fighters have enough in there and they're done. And it's not like they're going to look at the ref and say, okay, I'm done. They need a way out of there. And I do believe that either subconsciously or something. I think he even said, Kevin Lee said he tapped himself out by doing that. So I don't know. What's next for Tony, honestly? I don't know. Maybe Conor McGregor? McNuggets? You know what I mean? Calling him McNut. I could see that. That'd be a good fight. I think Conor starches him. I want to say the fight I really want to see for me is Justin Gaethje with Conor McGregor, because Justin can threaten the takedowns if he wants to, which he won't. But he's gonna stay standing. Right now, the best stand-up striker in that division is probably Conor McGregor, but he's not the best all around. Khabib is, and that's why he was able to do what he did with him. He was too scared of being taken down by Khabib. When Khabib, went for that fake shoot with that overhand right. I mean, you just saw Conor just see that punch coming, but not be able to do anything because he has hands down, waiting to shuck the takedown off, and just got caught. So, yeah, you're right. I think so too. And Andre, if you think that was a bad stylistic matchup, right? Khabib has to be just as bad, except for not as, the hands aren't as, on point when it comes to Justin Gaethje, but no, I actually think Justin Gaethje probably was a worse matchup for Tony. You're right. But Khabib isn't much better. Who dominated? I'm sorry. The knockdown round, he probably lost, but he dominated. You talk about when he clipped Justin Gaethje, Aaron? No. All right, Andre. I'm going to put that one up there. This is the type of money I had on, and this is not being biased. I had money on Henry and a decent amount. I had him at inside the distance at plus 140, had him by knockout at plus 175. And then I also had the fight not to go the distance at plus 105. Okay. So I'm not being biased when I say, listen, he was done. All right. He was done before the ref stopped it. So even Joe Rogan, good friend with, what's his name? Cruz. They commentate next to each other constantly. Even Joe said he does not disagree with that stoppage. As Dom's friend, he would 100%, if he even had an inkling that it was kind of quick, that he would have said something. So that kind of speaks, leaps and bounds for that, whole shenanigans. Great stoppage. Triple C is the real deal. That was the first time I have bet on Henry Cejudo, and I cashed big on him, and I love him for that. Thank you for giving me money. Thank you for feeding my future kids that I might have one day. I appreciate it, Mr. Triple C. You were talking. You were, yeah. I mean, he dominated it. You put it right there on the board. He dominated. Point blank. End of fucking story. He really did. There wasn't a moment in that fight where I was scared for Justin at all. Even when he clipped a little bit, and Justin, Justin was straight. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried at all. When after the second round, I was like, "Oh man, Justin's starting to slow down now. Uh-oh, is this when it things are going to swap?" But he came out in the third just as stronger than he came out in the second. He got a second, third. He got a second wind, and that's when I'm like, "Oh, Tony's in for a long mother effing night." And yeah, he was. Oh no, he didn't. Did he really? Tony suffered a broken orbital bone in the last fight, in that fight last night. Wow. Yeah, I saw that. I think it might have been, if you're talking about it, I think it was obviously one of the left or right eye, but I think it was the left eye. That shit was purple and black, but I thought it was just Some people, when they cut a lot of weight, their eyes look really, really dark around there. I wasn't sure if it was that and combined with punches, but that's what it probably was what you're talking about, the broken orbital bone. Yeah. Listen, your orbital bone breaks. My buddies have told me that it's painful to fucking blink, let alone get hit again in the same spot. So, yeah, that's freaking crazy. Jesus, yeah. But what was your favorite fight of the night, guys? It's got to be the top, the co and the main, right? I mean, you could actually throw Cowboy in there as well, Cowboy and Pettis, except for the robbery. So I don't even want to talk about that. But is it the co-main or was it the main event for you guys? I think I'm gonna have to go with the main event just simply because it went longer and whatnot. But how impressed I was with somebody that much smaller beating somebody of Dominic Cruz, stature, who I said in my breakdown videos is probably a shell of himself of what he used to be. He's fought in 4 times in 9 years. He hasn't fought in 4.5 years. He's had at least 1 knee surgery since he's fought. I mean, no training partners really to train with during this. I mean, how could anybody expect Cruz to pull this off? I just don't get it. And there was a lot of people on Cruz. There was a lot of people betting Cruz at plus 200. I was not one of them. I wasn't taking Henry at minus 200. I was finding a way to get, to squeeze money out of that bet, out of that fight, and I did it correctly. I bet inside the distance at plus 140. I bet by knockout at plus 175, and I bet the fight not to go to distance at plus 105. 3+ odd bets, all cash in one freaking fight. Loved it. So, yeah, main event for sure. Yeah, Andre, I had that. We if you go to Odds HQ and on YouTube, Odds ODDS HQ, all one word, you'll see our breakdowns for the fight. If you click on that breakdown for that fight, because they're all separated into every fight is separated into one video, you'll see there that we all agreed that cutting weight just to cut weight, just to make a point, was dumb. That was dumb. How much it affected him, we will never know, but it had to affect him at least a little bit. You know what I mean? But it didn't affect. One thing it didn't affect is the way Justin Gaethje approached the fight and the way he came out. So he was able to go 5 rounds no matter what, as we saw. So, I don't know, right? Facts. So, yeah, it hurt him for sure. It definitely, let's put it this way, it definitely didn't fucking help him. Okay, it didn't help him whatsoever. Cutting weight. I mean, maybe it helped him a little bit because he had to stay weight. He was staying down at that weight, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he cut weight, then he gained a bunch of weight, and then cut a bunch of weight. So who knows how it really went? I'm not sure how. I know he's a nutritious dude and whatnot. He kind of stays on point, but still, that's just dumb, man. Cutting weight. Some people freaking go to the hospital and not even able to fight because they're cutting too much weight, and the fight gets scrapped. You know what I mean? And he's doing it for fucking shits and giggles. It makes 0 sense to me. Unreal. Yeah, you're right. It was 100% this. Everybody read this, what Andre said. He has to stop letting his ego get in the way of things, because that's exactly what it was. His ego might have lost him that fight. It might have. We did see the better striker out of the 2 fighters. It was Justin Gaethje by far. I actually thought that Tony was going to be able to keep some distance, throw some more teeth kicks to the belly, and you know what I mean, and to the. I didn't see any of that really. It was just weird. But then again, I was shitting on Tony Ferguson in my breakdown. I mean, who is he beating? Lando Venata, who almost had him out. Kevin Lee, who almost had him out as well, but quit and gassed like he always does. Who else? You guys, I mean, I can keep on going. Who else has hurt this man? And he's came back to win because some circumstance. You know what I mean? Justin Gaethje's not that guy. You got to kill that guy to get him out, okay, before he kills you or puts a whoop on him. Now, in my breakdown, I said he wins the first 3 or it's Tony's fight to lose, or if Justin Gaethje's able to use those leg kicks. Other than Edson Barboza, who moved down to 145, right now, he's the hardest kicking 155er in that division. People have told me, Frankie Perez, we had on a show recently, who's an ex-UFC fighter, starched Sam Stout back in 2015. He has trained with Justin Gaethje. He's got kicked twice by him. He said it's the hardest he's ever been kicked by anybody in his life. And he's trained with guys as high as, 185 and up. You know what I mean? So for him to say that, I knew that if he was able to implement those leg kicks from round 1 to at least round 3 successfully, the Tony we would see in the later rounds wouldn't be the Tony that we're all talking about is going to, beat Justin in the later rounds. You can't fight if you can't stand. You can't fight if you can't move around. And that's what we saw. He literally disassembled him piece by piece, and bada bing, bada boom. I've always said Gaethje and Poirier would beat Tony. Yeah, I think Poirier would put a whooping on him as well. Poirier's got those the straight punches right down the pipe. I love them. Vincent Luque. I had Vincent Luque inside the distance to beat Nico Price. That was the difference. He did hit him with a left hook to put him out, but the punches down the middle paid dividends. Price was a little wild. The price tag, like I said, on Price at plus 200 and change, plus 240. I see that's why a lot of people took it, and I feel like it was a trap bet. It's exactly what it was. Nico Price gets finished and beat by Luque twice. Hey, do you guys got any looks for this next card on Wednesday night? What do you think with Glover and Anthony Smith? I'm leaning Anthony Smith. I really am. I don't know how many times that Glover's going to come in there at his age right now and do work like he's been doing. He's been looking good as of late too, so I feel like it's time to fade him. All right, so Walt Harris is roommates with I believe they're still roommates with Charles Rosa, who's like I said, a buddy of mine. And what happened to Walt Harris and his stepdaughter was basically he raised, which is his. It's disgusting. I hope the guy gets in jail, and I hope Walt whoops Overeem, not because of what happened, but he needs an outlet. I want that man also to get a W, and I believe that after Rosenstruck, I mean, let's face it, Rosenstruck was losing that fight up until 4 seconds left in that fight. Oh, let me take my heartburn medication. But I just dropped it, motherfucker. But he won. You know what I mean? Overeem did look somewhat good. He was able to utilize his game plan. So what I see happening here is you got Walt Harris, bigger dude, right? And probably about the same power. Rosenstruck probably is a little bit more powerful than Walt Harris, but Walt Harris is going to be able to keep his distance with Overeem and pick him apart. I like Walt Harris a lot. So you do like Smith by stoppage. All right. I'm going to put that up there because if it was a 3-round fight, I think I might jump on Glover. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's a 5-round fight. And I do believe after the second or third round, that's when Anthony Smith is going to start to just take over. I think we're going to get a stoppage in the 4th. I don't see it going to the 5th. I think we're going to get a stoppage in the 4th. I might take Anthony Smith by stoppage in the 4th. Let's see what those odds are right now. Hold on one second. Hopefully they're out. You know what's weird is they have all the fights on bestfightodds.com for the May 16th card. But for the May fucking 13th card, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got the main events up. Not even the main event. They got more ass, I like to call her. And Eubanks, Arlovsky, and Philippe Lins. So I like Philippe Lins a lot in that fight. I think Andre is a shell of himself. And I do Philippe Lins. Listen, Philippe Lins came from PFL. Not the same fighters over there. Just won that $1 million. But I do believe he's a solid fighter. I do believe he'll get the job done. I do like the price tag on it too at minus 147. And I do think people are going to jump on Andre Arlovsky soon, so we're going to see a better number than that. Real quick. Oh, they're not going to give me. They're going to get. All right, so inside the distance for Smith is minus 115. Andre. That's not bad. So, what's so sad, bud? Oh yeah, man. I know what you're talking about. That was and I mean I think they were waiting a month and 2 months to find her, and then it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I hope that guy. You don't fuck with kids, people's kids either. So I hope in jail, all the homeboys in there, they run train on his ass, and you know what. So that man is gonna rot in hell. And if I could get my hands on him, shit. Yeah, I'm a nutcase, guys. I really am sometimes when it comes to all that bullshit. I don't look for fights, but I'll welcome it. And that's the type of man that needed I don't know how he was even out in the loose. I heard that he had previous charges for basically the same thing. So our legal system needs to, at the very least, needs to start getting some shit together. the reason that beautiful young lady, Walt's daughter, is gone is because the legal system doesn't work. Bottom line, you know what I mean? What I use Bovada and I use Bookmaker. Bovada is the best for MMA, hands down. It's got the most prop bets they have to offer. The live betting just came around about a month and a half ago to Bovada. It's new. It's freaking awesome. Like last night, I was able to take Justin Gaethje live at plus 190 after the first round, which he won. I don't understand that. I had him before that at plus 160 as well. And yeah, I was able to take Cowboy too at plus odds twice because I knew he won that fight, and he did win that fight. So for people, I mean, for the judges to rob me like that is just bullshit. Cerrone won that fight 2-1 at the very worst case scenario. Okay, it's Bovada, and then put dot L as in lemon, V as in Victor. Yeah, it's the best. I mean, and they'll give you before you sign up, do not sign up without me sending you something. Because what it will do is they'll send me a bonus for referring you to it. You know what I mean? If you sign up by yourself, they won't send anybody anything, and then you know what I mean? At least I'll get something out of it as well. If you want, it's up to you. You know what I mean? But whatever you like, for instance, say you put $200 on there, I believe they'll give me like 50 or $100. You know what I mean? So it's just I send you a referral email, and you sign up through that email. It's really easy. Do you have my Twitter, Andre? Yeah, I like Ben Rothwell in that fight because of the odds. I mean, he's obviously moving up to heavyweight because it's short notice, so he doesn't have to cut the weight. He's going to be about 40 pounds lighter, at least. Yeah, 40 pounds. 35, 40 pounds. He's going to be faster. He's going to be quicker. She's going to try to stay on the outside and leg kick and whatnot. And what I need Ben Rothwell to do is cut the corners, cut the angles off, and land a big overhand bolo. Okay? I might put just like a quarter unit on it because he's at plus odds, which is $25 for me. I gotta stop saying these ums and ah. Damn it. But yeah, I do like Rothwell at those odds. I did put out already a video for odds on it, odds.com, excuse me, on YouTube, Odds HQ. It will be out tomorrow. Every fight on that card will be – actually, we're doing two cards. We're doing main card and a prelim card, so it's going to be 2 videos instead of 12 videos chopped up for each fight on the card like we did for UFC 249. So hope you guys like it. Make sure you please subscribe to Odds HQ on YouTube. That's one word, Odds, ODDS HQ on YouTube. I'd appreciate it. You'd be supporting me, Mo Scream TV, Clint from the Die Hard podcast, and the man himself, Jimmy the Bag. So, and Pete Loshak, the legend, Pistol Pete. So, yeah, like I said, OSP at heavyweight though, Andre. It's just a short notice fight for him. These fighters need to make money. You know what I mean? Don't get shit twisted. And OSP doesn't make a lot with the UFC. I don't think so at least. So he's the type of fighter that needs to fight once or twice a year at least to pay his bills. That would be a good fight right there, actually. Right there. Cejudo versus Volkanovski. But Volk's up there at 145 now, right? So imagine him taking 3 belts, going to 145 and taking that belt too. That would be stupid crazy. Stupid crazy. Imagine that. Wow. Wow. He could do it too. It's not that far out of realm if you guys really think about it. I mean, imagine him fighting Max Holloway being 8 inches shorter, but Volkanovski not really being I think Volkanovski's 5'8", right? 5'9". No, what is Andre? You'll know what's Volk's height. Andre, me too. I had Max in that fight, and what I saw from both fighters were greatness, but Volkanovski being greater. I think Max's time is might be past. Cupcakes might have took him over. No, in reality, he'll be a top 5 until top 3 until top 4 until he retires. I'd say top 3 for sure when he retires. But I don't know. He needs to change some shit up in that Volkanovski fight. Do things a little differently. It seems like that shorter 5'9". Okay, so Dom's 5'8". That's 1 inch taller. That's not out of the fucking realm whatsoever. But Volkanovski has fucking played. Excuse my language. Shouldn't be cursing this much. Has fought rugby with guy at 250. I think it was 250 at one point. So now that I think about it, that might be a huge mismatch. I think that Volkanovski could probably pick up Henry and throw him out of the ring, out of the cage, literally. That man was banging with 250, 260. He was 250 at the time, banging with guys bigger than him in rugby. So I don't know. But yeah, that's not a bad matchup. I'd like to see it, but Volk's a huge 145er. I'll put that up right there. Coming down from 250, shit. His bone density's got to be freaking ridiculous. Him and Max Holloway, totally different fighters, and when it comes to their stature, I mean, you got a tall guy uses his length. You got a shorter guy that likes to get in the pocket and trade. I'm gonna be on for a couple more minutes, guys. If you guys got any more topics to bring up, I'm gonna bet some horses in about 5 minutes. Maybe I'll start a horse stream for the horse racing. Huh. I can get some people together. Not a bad idea. And maybe 10 minutes I might start a horse racing. Andre, you bet horses? Yeah, but Faber's kind of like that gatekeeper. If you can beat Faber, you can hang. You know what I mean? And Faber was coming off a nice win off Ricky Simone, who I like to beat, by the way. I like Ricky Simone to beat Ray Borg a lot. Ray Borg is going to have to win in the wrestling pedigree and the scrambles and the grappling department. And I just don't think he could do that against a guy like Ricky Simone. He's very, very, very good there. And when it comes to the hands, Ricky Simone will piece him up. So. Oh, that's where I know you from, Aaron. Now I'm starting. Okay, yeah, what's up, Aaron? You missed the late pick 4 at Gulfstream by that photo. No, you didn't. That last photo in the last race? Are you talking about the last race, Aaron? Wow. The 3 beat you, right? You had the 11? Is that what it was? Or the 10? You had the 11 probably. Yeah, it was 311. Guess what I hit on that? The exacta because of Sushi. Sushi had the 3. Did you know that? Sushi had the 3 to win in that race. Yeah, I strapped the 3, 4, 11 together for $2 and hit $120 exacta. Unreal. Yeah, trust me, I only bet 2 races today because I was shopping at Walmart. I came back, lost the I think it was the 9th or 10th. No, the tout was the 10th race. Lost the 9th and hit that 120 exacta. That stinks, man. What would have that paid if your 11 hit? What would have that paid? Because that was like somewhat of the favorite. It was like a 7-2, right? Yeah, it stinks because you would have definitely put Sushi's horse in there too. Why wouldn't have you? Oh wow! Oh Jesus! $600 guys, just for $2. That's what kind of money you can make in horse race. You can risk $2 and win 600. That's where it's exciting. That's why there's so many people on Jimmy the Bag's channel right now. I didn't bet horses 2 months ago. I had no intention to. Now I freaking love it. I love it. Horse racing and MMA. It's like the breakfast of champions right there. I got a new mic, guys. Can you let me know how it sounds? I got this new Yeti Nano. Does it sound clear? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you probably should have, just because it was down here in South Florida. I'm 30 minutes from Gulfstream, so I know if it's going to be a sloppy day or not. And yeah, they probably took it off the turf, right? Thanks, Andre. Was all the races were off the turf, right? Yeah, I mean, the last race I watched was in the mud, so they must have took it right to the dirt. See, you know me, guys. I'm always drinking the Miller Lite. Just the camera I have on right now. I'm on one of my older laptops, not the one I usually stream with for the fights and do all the other stuff with. So I'm not so sure the camera's that good, but I'll keep it on for now. Yeah, you're right. Mud is hard to cap, especially when you cap the night those horses the night before to run on turf, and then all of a sudden some of those horses don't run good on in the muck. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know why I had this headset in. I have a headset in right now for no reason. Unbelievable. Long night. I've been burnt out. Been doing a lot of fucking a lot of content since Monday. Did 3 hours of recording. Went live a couple times in between then. Recorded again Thursday night and Friday night. Did a live stream for BetWise Sports with Frankie Perez, my boy Joey, and Maddie. It was called the weigh-in after the weigh-ins. Yeah. What happened here? And yeah, there's a lot of scratches. That's what makes it sucks. You know what I mean? They're putting horses in there that run better on slot. You know what I mean? Jockey changes as well. Yeah, exactly. Once these other tracks get up and running, and we see a track that is not bettable because of the surface change and all that shit, yeah, we're gonna be able. I can't wait to Santa Anita. Can't wait. I think Golden Gate's opening up soon. Look at me. I'm talking horse racing. 2 months ago, I knew nothing about it. This is crazy. And that's what I hope a lot of these MMA fans or these new fans, like I had a bunch of people, oh man, I enjoyed the fight last night so much. They would not have been watching that fight if it wasn't for what was going on right now. So we're going to have a lot of eyes on the sport, new eyes on the sport. And that's what I really want to start educating people if they're wanting to bet and trying to bet to do it the right way. So, because there is a right way and a wrong way to bet MMA, bottom line, just like any sport. So, Charlestown too. I'm not familiar with Charlestown. When I said, Charlestown too, I tried to sound like a pro there. I have no fucking clue. I just know what's Santa Anita and Golden Gate. But sounds good to me. I like the horses, bro. I went to Gulfstream with Jimmy the Bag and a bunch of the guys, Dom Ricci, Burgu, Goji, over the last summer, and we went to Gulfstream. We had a hotel in Miami at the Diplomat, one of the nicest places in, I would say, the United States of America. And we went to Golden Gate. We went to Oaklawn, Gulfstream, and we did a pick six. And we lost. Guess what, Aaron? We lost on race 6 by a head, and the horse that beat us, we took out to put the horse in that lost. So we all put our money together, $60 a piece or something like that. It was like a $600 ticket, okay? And we lost by a head. It was fun. But it was fun. It was worth the adrenaline rush. It was worth the adrenaline rush. I would have paid $60 for that to lose like that every day. But yeah, we would have. It was like 15, 20 of us to put the money in. I can't remember. And we would have got paid I think like $3 or $4 or $5 grand each because it was kind of a chalky one. You know what I mean? But I would have took it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow, I was right. It was crazy. It was crazy. Hey, Aaron, I think what I might do here, because I think Remington starts up here soon, and then Los Alamitos starts up at 8. I think what I'm going to do here is start another stream, live stream for the horse races. So if you know anybody else that wants to jump on and help and whatnot, and you yourself, I don't care, and get some people in the chat, I'm down to do it. Yeah, that was the first pick six I ever heard of, let alone did. I just gave them money and said, hey, I trust you guys. And they did fucking awesome. To make it that far, and not just that far, but lose by a head, you know what I mean? That's good capping. Oh, really? They don't have those tracks. You don't get Los Alamitos and Remington? What book do you have? Yeah, I do. Actually, do you want to send it to my do you have to send it to my email or my Twitter? I can give you both. It's up to you. Oh, Naira doesn't have that? Wow. Okay, I would have thought they would definitely have that. That's weird. Here, I'm gonna write it in the chat for you. And it's Boston Nick, 2 N's. You'll see in a second. Now, I'm not too familiar with how to read the DRFs, so you might. I don't know if you can put in there what to look for, kind of. You know what I mean? I know I have to download it when you send it to me, so I know you could probably write something in that email as well. Here it is, Boston Nick MMA. Just can't believe so many people were against Cruz. I mean, against Henry. It was like 50-50. I would have thought it would have been at least 60-40 for people betting Henry. I just think a lot of people bet Henry the wrong way. They took him straight at -200, which you can still pick up some good money. But why not pick up +140, +175? I could never see Dominic Cruz going the distance with Henry. That short overhand right did it, and I capped it perfectly. I said it in the breakdown. That short overhand right. So did Clint from Die Hard Podcast. Die Hard MMA Podcast, excuse me. Might want to check them out also, guys. Yeah, if you can get in the chat and help, that'd be awesome. So what I'll do now is, if you want to send that over, I'm going to stop this stream and then just eat something. And I'll pop another one up there in a little while. All right, brother? Sounds good, brother. All right. Boston Nick is out of here. I hate talking in third person. That's so dumb. Some people do it and it sounds ridiculous. That being said, I'm out of here, guys. And I know it's probably just you, Aaron, listening, but thank you for coming. Andre, thank you for coming as well. Appreciate the questions. Mother's Day is tough for me. My mother passed away in 2012 and in the shower. She slipped and hit her head and just didn't wake up. So today's are always tough for me. I always forget it's Mother's Day and appreciate you coming. All right, guys. I'm out of here.